Doing curves this week. Kept it simple today. Hey, this is Carrie with Canary Quilts, and we are in week 4 of the 30 days of Improv Quilt Along. And this week we are working with curves, and you can see I kept it very simple today. I was a little nervous, as I am at the beginning of every week doing this, and that's fine. It's something new to me, and curves aren't new to me, but improv curves are. So I kept it very simple. 2 colors, 2 curves. But if you're new here, this is the first week that we did, which was squares and rectangles. This is the second week in the blue, which was polygons, which is anywhere from 3 to 8 sides on a shape, and then you've got to work with all those angles. And then this week, the purple was triangles. So we're now on to curves. And today was just, the tip was just to cut some curves and get used to working with them, which I get. It's not easy. And then I watched, one of the co-hosts had a video on how she did it, because I wasn't sure how to sew them. Even though I've sewn curves, I still wasn't sure. It's always good to watch someone else too. It just gives you a little more confidence. But, you know, you don't have to pin these curves or anything. You can just sew them as you go. Plus, I wasn't sure how to cut the curves so that you could put them together. So she showed me how to do that. I show you how to do that. And we just get it done. It's pretty simple, and we can get through this. We can get through this. So let's get started. Like I said, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and you can watch me go through this week. You can check out my previous weeks, and then next week I'm going to put it all together, see what it looks like. So let's get started. Well, we're on our last week of the 30 days of Improv Quilt Along. I have learned a lot in the first 3 weeks. The first week we did squares and rectangles. Second week we did polygons. Third week we did triangles. I found I tend to work with small pieces because my blocks are only 5.5 inches. So unfinished. So I tend to just do things pretty small. But this week we're working with curves. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to go too small starting off. But I watched one of the co-hosts. She did a little video of how to start yourself working with curves. So I'm going to do that too, because I'm not feeling real comfortable at the moment. It's waves. They're saying waves for this week, not curves, but waves. So today is just getting used to cutting the motion of waves. So I am going to do that. I've got my color palette this week, which is green, and I just opened this up today in a box opening video, which I'll link above for you to watch, or I'll link it in the description down below. This is my solids of the month pack bundle, fat quarter bundle, and it is Peridot. I get these through Fat Quarter Shop. You get 12 of them, and this year they're doing the birthstones by month. So this is August, and this is what they curated out of confetti solids for August, and it's gorgeous, and I think it'll work great with what I've done previously. Now, I'm thinking I might do 4 smaller quilts, but that's still out there, not sure. I think I'm just going to start with 2 colors and show you what she showed me in the video and see how well I do. So you're going to see this in real time. It's going to be interesting. Not feeling real comfortable. So let's just start with the darkest and the lightest. So I have a good contrast. I've got my iron ready. I've got my wool pressing mat. I've got my 6-inch ruler, and I've got my rotary cutter. Still haven't gotten my scissors sharpened. So maybe next week down at the, it's like a city market. A lot of vendors come down, and there's a guy down there that does knife sharpening, and he would do my scissors. So maybe next week. I also wanted to say that I think next week I'll work on putting these quilts or the quilt together so you can see it. Okay, what she said to do was to take your two fabrics and you want to overlap the ends, and just maybe depending on how much fabric you want, and then just keep in mind where your fabric is underneath, and I can see the line right here. Just, you know, do a curve. I'm gonna do this big piece. I can cut it up, but for the moment, maybe I'll just do this big piece and see where I get and cut it and get it maybe into 5.5 inches that way. So, well, here we go. Let's see, I wanna kind of start here. I don't want to get too deep. I don't want to get too deep of curves. And they did say to practice before you start cutting. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. So, we can take this out. We take this off. And then we need to put these two pieces of fabric together, starting over here, because these are where it lined up with. And we're not going to pin. We're just going to start working our fabric together as we go. So I think what I'm going to do, sorry to get in front of the camera, I'm just learning this too. I'm not going to use such big pieces here. I'm going to cut straight across. Okay. So now I'm just working here. So I'm going to go over to my machine. I'm going to start sewing right here, because these are the two ends that matched up, and then I'm going to just start working, not stretching or anything, just working my curve in as I sew. I'll use my 1/4 inch foot, and then we'll come back and we'll iron it. So I'm going to bring you down to my machine so you can see how I do this. Again, this is new to me, so. Okay, I thought I was filming when I was sewing, but I didn't. So I will sew another one and show that to you. But this is what I've got. I started at the end over here, and I probably should have ended. I don't think I was pulling on the fabric, but I could have been. So what I need to do now is get this ironed, and then I have my curve, or my wave. I should call it my wave. So let me set my seam. I didn't get any puckers either where I caught the fabric. Okay, let's see how this wants to go. Let's just try to iron it towards the dark. Okay, there's my first wave. Like I said, I will do another piece and I will show the sewing. so you can see how I did. So let's get my little 6" out. And let's just look out, honey. You don't want to cut your little feeties. And I'm going to cut these into 6 inches. Oh, that's pretty good. Got about 3 of them. So, look out, sweetie. I think what I will do is maybe put a little wave in here. And then I'll show you how I do that. So I'm still nervous. I'm still very nervous, but okay. Let's just do like a hump and come up. So these are the 2 pieces we want to put together. So what I need to do is start on this side and start sewing them together, matching them. So let me take this over to my machine. Let me get the camera ready. Let me get it going, and I'll do my best to show you how I sew this together without pinning it. Okay, I'm over at my machine. This is the smaller piece, which I just did. I've put these 2 ends together because they matched when I cut it. So I want to line them up like this to get started. Needle down and go slow. Needle down, and then just do your best to start working those fabrics together. Sometimes I do short little spurts at a time. And you can pull that bottom fabric to work with you also. But you want to feel for puckers under there. I can feel a pucker right there. So get those puckers out. Let's see how well I am. So I think this is going to get hard right here. Just maybe go a few stitches at a time. Needle down so you can work with your fabric. Oops, I got it. Getting a wrinkle there. Just do your best. Whee! Okay, we did it. Okay, I did get this one filmed. It was a little hard going around this, but let's see how it came out. I don't think I'm going to set that seam. I'm just going to do my best to iron it. I don't know, not too shabby. Not too shabby. So, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I have got a 13-inch length and a 6-inch width. I don't think I want to get my curves right now very close to my edges. So I think I'm just going to go with that. And then I'll have these to work with. So there we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. That was kind of nerve-wracking. Let's try snipping and see. If that helps these curves out in ironing. Giving them a little bit more flatness. Yeah, that did work. That became a little flatter. All right, there we go. My first wavy block. That is 5.5 inches square, right? Nope. I forgot to cut one side. Thought it looked more like a rectangle instead of a square. There's my square. There's my beautiful square. All right, first curve wavy block. That's the first one. I'm pretty proud of myself. I was pretty nervous, so I just did what I had to do. Jumped right in. Thanks for watching the video. It was a lot of fun to do. Are you doing this yourself? Have you attempted any waves or curves like that? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're doing this quilt along also. I'd like to know. But yeah, subscribe if you want to watch the rest of this week, and then next week when I put my quilt together, see what it looks like. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video.